Hi guys! What's up guys? Your favorite mystic, the Siren Sims, and it's gonna be another episode of Siren Symptoms. I'm gonna refrain from talking about which episode it is because I'm obviously playing them out of order, except for these last three. But I normally I'm scared to have these type of conversations because I don't want my channel to be about this. But you know what? It's not about this. My channel is about me, how I'm feeling, and also something cozy so that you guys can enjoy some stories. Because I love a good story. A story helps me relax. And a part of storytelling is diversity. And it might not always be diversity in how the characters look. It might just be diversity in how the characters act. So every MC, aka main character, does not act the same as another MC. Does not. But what happens is that we as the characters who orchestrate everything, we're doing something because we feel like doing it. Some people feel led. Some people just automatically do it by default. And others feel guilted. Don't ever feel guilted into doing a story in this game that you don't actually want to do. Like, don't do that. Don't. I have been seeing little by little, it's piling up to be a lot of thoughts about how people make their Sims. And I've made a video about it before that I have not posted yet, because that video was nicer. I'm going to be a little bit ruder in this video before I post the nice one, so oops. Leave people alone. I even had a thought in my head of posting, how the safe Sims. Like, if you don't want people to ever sub you or say anything untoward about you, these are the Sims that people expect you to have for them to leave you alone story-wise, right? And this is just so that at face first glance, they won't look too far into it, but you could have a crazy wild story and they wouldn't even be able to tell immediately unless they click on your stuff or look at your stuff deeply. But for some people, just by how a sim looks, that's it. They're ready to have little itty bitty opinions that nobody cares about. Now let me say this. You're open to your opinions. But when everybody has the same opinions and it starts to seem strange, then I guess other people can have opinions back. I'm just throwing my opinions back. Why do you care what somebody's Sims look like? For you guys in the L Craze section, right? And the Black Swan section. Yes, I'm calling out names. Y'all are getting on my nerves now. Why do you care that some Sims have bigger lips than others? Why do you care that some Sims wear crop tops? Why? Why do people wear crop tops in real life? I don't. But I play with my Sims. It's fantasy. This person is not me. If you can only make somebody who acts exactly like you, then you're not really a storyteller. You're just wish fulfilling. Okay, I'm making me, but my life was perfect, which is fine. This is a game where you can do whatever you want. So why do you have an issue with how other people want to do wish fulfillment or storytelling or role playing in their game? I don't understand it. I'm gonna need y'all to explain to me why. If we want to be petty, right? If we want to act like reverse L craze, and I'm using L craze as an example for those people, right? Oh, these Sims with thin lips and Mormon Jehovah fits. Is that what you want us to say? Wait, what? Mind you, I'm a Christian. So sometimes I do want my Sims to be a little bit more modest. Always playing Sims that are exactly like me. But that does not mean that I am open to everything and I play every single Sim type there is. No, I don't. But you want to know what's good about that? I'm the only one playing this game. And thank God I'm not the only one who shares my gameplay, my pictures, anything. So you watch me and you think, it's a little dramatic, but sometimes it's way too laid back. Normally something more chaotic. Something out there, like some people are out there than me. You know what I mean? I'm just finding it so difficult to comprehend why, in different ways and in different forms, we keep trying to bash people for how they play their game. Y'all bash people if they beautify their Sims with certain marks that people used to be looked down on for. We're not getting to that. We're not spoken about it in the other video. We're getting into that again. We're getting into it again. You bash Sims for regular features that everybody has just because you think, here's the problem. Y'all think people are trying to be trendy. I've seen the phrase, they want to be different so bad. What do you mean by that? A lot of this game is wish fulfillment, right? Girls who don't go out and drink and party every night sometimes are sometimes the girls who play The Sims. So, when you have that, you're going to have women who play the game, play Sims, who don't do nothing that they do. Especially if you're not playing The Sims 4, it's kind of hard to be an introvert and only play an introvert for some people. You're going to play somebody more extroverted. It's wrong. And also, if you dare to get a trend from somewhere in the ether in the Sims community, that's what it's for. People share so that people can enjoy what they see, get entertainment, and inspiration. Inspiration. What is the problem with that? Oh, y'all be into these trends. So what? Everybody made a goth sim, you'd be mad? Everybody made a pretty sim? Let's see, pretty and pink sim, you'd be mad? If everybody made a sim based off of breakfast at Tiffany's, you'd be mad? No. No. Sometimes you guys get mad about that, right? Because there's always going to be somebody getting mad over everything. But the big onus of you guys getting mad seems to be people who have the mix of black aesthetics and white aesthetics, and they mix it, right? And people who mix those aesthetics bother you, especially when it takes off, and a lot of people do it. So, the thick lips, right? A black African descent type thing. People who aren't even African have. Maybe you can trace it back to Africa, but who knows, right? Why do all these Sims have black lips, have thick lips? Why? I don't know. Why do these Sims have thin lips? That's an interesting choice. That's a creative choice. Why do all these Sims dress like IG models? I don't know, because IG models are the inspo you're going to get if you go on Pinterest, and a lot of Simmers go on Pinterest for inspo. And yes, if you type in certain words, you're going to get certain things. Some people even just type in the word trendy to get something trendy back. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's this weird bias. But we're going to walk away from that, because I don't think it's only that. Let's talk about vitiligo. Again, I was looking for some vitiligo skins for The Sims 2. I like putting vitiligo skins on my Sims. Why? Why do I like doing that? Who cares? Why do I like doing that? I like doing that because it makes my Sims look different. The same for me personally as putting on some freckles, right? Or like what other people do that I don't really do, which is they put moles all over their Sims faces or on different places. I don't really do that. Other people do that. It's the same thing. It's something on the skin. It doesn't mean anything terrible health-wise. Sometimes it is literally something that happens, something that you're born with, something that changes. Is it a part of your genomes and all of that? Right? Right. So, somebody goes on Reddit and starts a whole thing. Vitiligo is an extremely rare skin condition consisting of light patches on the skin. When you browse Sims game CC sites, be it 2, 3, or 4, you think vitiligo is as common as green eyes or freckles. Mind you, green eyes are common? I'm Jamaican. Maybe I don't know. Freckles are common? Those used to be seen as not that common. But now it's common to some people. We should call out poor Lana. Lana CC Binds has 3 pages worth just for The Sims 4, as if 3 pages is really that much. It was really common for Sims 3 too, which is a lie. In order to find vitiligo skin in The Sims 3, it's not easy. Now, if you follow CC Finds pages, it might be simpler to find it, but it's not easy. It's one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm categorizing my CC, so I know where all my stuff is, because if I lose certain things, I might not be able to find them back. So the person who made vitiligo skins is no longer making CC. So no, it's not simple. It's easier to find vitiligo skins in Sims 4. There are 4,000 video results on YouTube. So this person is looking it up like they're really flummoxed. They're perplexed. What's the deal with this, they say? Is there some sort of know your meme history or something to look into that explains it? Now, whoever you are, because apparently they deleted their account, do you have vitiligo? Does it offend you? Does it offend you? Because let's play devil's advocate. I can see, and I have this in the video that I'm going to put out, right? Where there is a sort of beautification of things that weren't seen as beautiful. And I know how that can have a hard effect. What do I mean by that? Winnie Harlow is seen as pretty, whereas some random girl with vitiligo may not be seen as pretty. And the reason that is very simple. Winnie Harlow has the right features. Her nose isn't big. Her lips are thick, but not too thick. Her eyes are kind of narrow. Her face is slim and her cheekbones are high, but she has a Model-esque body. It allows for her to have the different marks on her body and still be considered pretty because everything else lines up. It's true, right? You could meet a guy who has a mole on his face, but if his jawline is doing it for you, but his hairline ain't too far back, who cares that he has a mole on his face? There's no hair on the mole, is it? So yes, there is a level of featureism that when people make these different looking Sims, they might add in just the right features. They're not going to make an everyday person with vitiligo. It's going to make a Model-esque person with vitiligo. I don't even hear that being the argument, right? That's a devil's advocate argument. They're not even complaining about that. And I'm sure somebody is, but that's not the argument that gets people riled up and hyped up. The argument is just that, why is it a trend for people to put vitiligo skins on Sims? Why are people trying to be trendy so bad? So somebody named Sabertooth Salmon replies to this person and says, I've noticed it too. It's annoying. Pause. Why is it annoying to you? Do you have vitiligo? Doesn't seem so. Continue. Because it's like an accessory they can put on. Well, look, I have a Sim with vitiligo. Aren't they so unique and perfectly imperfect? Then somebody says, this is the perfect answer to that question. Somebody says, also, why are CC creators obsessed with blacked out eyes and unrealistic red noses, eyes, and cheeks? Cosplay! Wish fulfillment, fantasy, roleplay. Sometimes people like to make fantasy characters. Sometimes people like to make anime-esque characters, Korean-esque characters. You know, some people even like to do drag queens and that type of stuff. The makeup has to be exaggerated depending on who you're making. Somebody replies, dear God, the noses. Every time I see that, I roll my eyes so hard they hurt. Bunch of Rudolph. There she is. Up in there. Really? Don't forget the pointy ears. Oh, so that's what I was saying, right? Fantasy. You guys are no longer allowed to make fantasy characters. You guys are not allowed to make half-elves, mermaids, fawns, centaurs. You guys can't do that because people are wondering why you're doing this in this game. It's weird. Okay? Somebody replies, that's what has always bothered me with the trend of using vitiligo on Sims. It comes across as less I want more representation of people in the Sims and more at look at how unique and special my original character is. Before this was scars, but I feel this obsession with vitiligo is worse because while scars are perceived as cool or even sexy in some circles, people with vitiligo are more likely to be bullied and have their condition reduced to a fashionable accessory to put on a sim to make them more unique does a ton of disservice. What is wrong with you? So you brought up a point there, right? That people with vitiligo get bullied. What are we supposed to do as simmers? Ignore the skin? So that it's further pushed back. So that it's further not seen as something pretty. A part of normalizing something is changing how it is viewed in media. And a part of that, and it does come with good and bad. I gave you the devil's advocate side of it, right? Where the first to be accepted are the ones that had certain features that were always accepted. That is true. But in order for them to be able to usher in all the others, or for people to even think there is a way for it to look good, period. And then once they get used to it, they won't be bothered and have this weird, because it's weird to me, this weird prejudice to bully somebody who don't look like them. This is not me saying it's perfect or it's great. You cannot stop the process because you don't like how the process goes when this particular process ain't hurting nobody. These vitiligo skin are sitting there like, oh my God, why do they keep doing this? They don't even understand my struggle. Nobody's doing that. It's literally people who don't even understand it, who like feel hurt on behalf of people and want to grandstand. Y'all tire me out. Just read like one or two more. So this person is responding to the person, and it says, except the Sims fan base uses vitiligo because they see it as something beautiful. I usually see it on Sims they're using for modeling, so I'd argue it does the opposite. And if we're complaining about this stuff, we might as well tell Maxis to get rid of gender options and create a Sim. Also revert the changes made so clothes go back to being male or female only. Because isn't that reducing 699 to a few buttons? So this person is saying, right, all of the ways that The Sims have pushed forward and added more diversity into the game, we should just throw it away because some people have it hard. And we're just sensationalizing their pain, so we should just remove the idea that their predicament could have been beautiful. Good. Agree. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Alright? I know people are saying that the new trend is other types of characters as well. My thing is, like, leave people alone. There are people with vitiligo in this same Reddit trend saying they don't mind it. They have vitiligo, their aunts and uncles and cousins have vitiligo. It's fine. They don't think. Some people are just like, they just want more diverse Sims. That's all. And then they're like, well, why? What makes vitiligo the go-to versus hundreds of thousands of other things that diversity, is there for real people? So few people have vitiligo. It's a lazy excuse. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with y'all for real? I think it's very endearing that even if it is that it really isn't that many people with vitiligo, and they're getting a boost. Oh, if you play The Sims, you're going to see somebody playing with vitiligo. I'm going to see myself. When I search up The Sims on YouTube, I'm going to see me. That's heartwarming to me. I'm going to see somebody who has my skin condition. If it gets popular enough, it'll become mainstream. And they'll be able to see themselves. And maybe one day, I think Mattel might have a vitiligo doll. Don't shoot me. Right? How do you think that came about? Because their look became sensationalized and it became mainstreamed. Like what? Like, I'm sure they had the same thing when they were talking about heterochromia, which is people have two different colored eyes. I'm sure they were upset about that. Right? So every few years, the Sims community finds one new thing, they boost it. And they just add it into the repertoire and they do whatever they feel like. People for making supernatural occult characters. Who cares? But I get mad at people for making people with heterochromia, vitiligo, scars, albinism, black. Why did I add black into that? Because y'all have a problem with black characters too. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I wish that y'all were nicer and kept certain opinions to yourself. But this feels like I'm a chat with my best friends. This is getting on my nerves. Guys, we need to realize how to regulate ourselves. Yes, regulate. There's a difference between I'm online, I can say whatever, versus do I have friends and family that I can confide in? Some things I'd never say online. Not necessarily because they're like the meanest, weirdest thing ever and I will get cancelled and I become like a Donald Trump. Absolutely not. There are just some things that might hurt even just a few people. I don't have too much respect for people to just hurt a few people because I just feel like getting my thoughts out there. So I'll talk to my sister, or I'll talk to my best friend, or I'll talk to my mother. That's why you need to have people, like even just online, go in your little group chats and do what you gotta do. Coming out in public with this stuff makes you look bad. What does your game look like? Show me right now. Fast in a hurry. What does your game look like? Because you're over here doing all this rah-rah. What does your game look like? I'm asking for a friend. Does your game look good? Does it? It's my birthday. I'm over here ranting on my birthday. Because y'all really got me messed up. For real, for real. I'll link the Reddit down below so you guys can see it. But guys, leave people alone. If I'm going to make a video every month telling you guys different situations in which y'all should leave people alone, there are a lot of different styles of gameplay and different types of Sims that you never gonna see on this channel, period. Am I gonna sit here and be like, you know, some Simmers, they only ever make Sims that do this, and some Simmers only ever make Sims look like that. They're trying to be different so bad. They're just going with the propaganda, but they're just going with, no, somebody needs to see that. Somebody needs that. Everything can't always be about you. What a concept. You want it to only be about you? Turn off the internet and play your game offline. The Sims is an offline game. Isn't that crazy? It's an offline game that you can play offline. What? How am I kidding? I'm sorry that I was screaming, but y'all just get on my nerves. And I'm not necessarily asking for solutions because there is none. These are just people's opinions, as I said before in the beginning. I'm just throwing some of mine back. Leave the people who are different and they get to see themselves who get like this weird boost in the video game world. Leave them alone. Because when they're here, they don't really have an issue. Any of them that have an issue is like mouths like, oh, this is kind of weird. But they'll just say it's kind of weird. They didn't even really think about it until you brought it up. How are you going to make them feel insecure about seeing themselves? Because, oh, I don't want people to just be using me. What? When I had super buck teeth, I wish that was the style, that it was sensationalized, but it wasn't. So I had to end up feeling bad about myself until I became comfortable in who I was before I even got braces. Leave people alone with their own turmoils and struggles. Leave people alone with their own looks, with their own traditions, and with their own styles. If people want a more diverse game, let them have it. It's realistic. They don't make a household with 57 people with vitiligo. They make 1 to 3 vitiligo people. Leave them alone. Whatever. You have a great day. And goodbye, my sires. Sool.